Hi boys and girls, welcome back to the Steak and Brush. I'm Christine, and today we're going to do a very simple and more neutral wearable everyday look, which is very different from what I normally do. I like to do, well, sometimes neutral, but I like to do a bolder, heavier eye, lots of eyeliner, that kind of thing. But today I'm going to do something more for just, every day for other people. Before we get into it, as always, if I could ask you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell to be notified when I post new videos, which should be on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And follow me over on Instagram at steak_and_brush. All right, so I actually just put together, see if I can do this without everything tipping out. In this box here, everything I would need, and this is it, that we're going to use, including all the brushes and everything like that, for a simple, understated, everyday look. Except I don't want this. I want this. Okay. So I tried also to use all drugstore products or drugstore priced products. I think I've got that all, except for maybe a couple alternatives that I have in here. Okay, and I do have a very dry mouth today. I don't know what's going on, so you may be seeing me sip my tea quite a bit. Okay, so again, we're trying to do this very simple. I'm cutting out as many steps as I can to make this simple and easy. So I'm foregoing primer. Now all of this assumes that you've already done your skincare, because that's something you do not want to skip on. Okay, so I chose this CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. I've actually been using this quite a bit considering how light the coverage is, but I thought this is perfect for today. It's a light to medium coverage. It's not super, it's not going to create a mask on your face that you need to put definition back in. And I think it's something that's very simple and would work well putting it on with your fingers. Now, I hate putting foundation on with my fingers. It's just me. It's not anything about how the application looks or anything like that. I just hate the feel. So I actually finally bought one of these little palettes, and I am going to put it on with a brush. Again, that is just me. I think this can be done easily, quickly, without and just with your fingers if you are a person that likes that. And I, usually put this on probably a little thicker than most people would. Because even though I'm coming around to liking it, I'm still not used to how little coverage it gives. Now, the next step I'm not going to talk about now while I'm putting this on, because I think it's we can blend it together here. Concealer. Concealer is something that, depending on your skin, your under eyes, and the day, it may be something you're able to skip. If you are having, if you don't have dark circles and your under eyes don't look too bad, you can just take your foundation all the way up to your under eye and call it a day. You know, I think actually today I think I'm kind of okay. I just took a long nap, but just for the sake of showing people, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Now, with your fingers, you could have probably blended this out much quicker than I just did here. Most of the stuff, when you're doing it at home, you're going to be able to do it much quicker than I am doing it, just for the fact that you're not talking through it like I am. Oh, again, I forgot a little mirror. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead in with some concealer just to, you know, just to go through it in case you are having you want to do something like this and you are having a day where you needed a little more coverage. I'm going in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I've taken the puff off. You don't have to. I just, again, don't like that delivery system. And I'm, just for the sake to show you, I'm going to just go in with my fingers and do this. I don't know why it doesn't bother me to do my concealer on my finger, but it does my hands, or my foundation, but, you know, I'm weird. And today I have specifically chosen a darker color, something that is closer to my natural skin color. So that because I'm not going to do highlighting today. Come on, pop up. There we go. Now you're going to go way further than I need you to. Okay. Again, just need a little dot, and you don't even need to take it on your eyelids. That's just pure habit for me from using my concealer as a base for my eyeshadow. I'm not doing anything bold enough that really even needs, I mean, a base for your shadow is always good because it'll make it last longer. But again, when I'm doing this simple, easy makeup, I'm trying to simplify it as much as possible. I specifically also chose the CoverGirl foundation because I don't feel that you need to set it. Depending on if you do use concealer, you may want to set it. That's kind of like this I would probably normally set, but I'm going to try not doing that today. I am not going to do bronzer today either. This is my thoughts behind it, because I was choosing, do I want to do bronzer or do I want to do blush? And the point of bronzer is more to just kind of warm up the face and give it some more dimension. And if you want to, you can certainly add bronzer. With this CoverGirl, it is light enough in coverage and close enough to my skin color that it's not taking all the dimension out of my face. Honestly, if it were up to me, like if I were, just doing for myself, I would probably do bronzer instead of blush, because I can kind of bronze up my face and it gives my cheeks a little bit of color. But I decided that most people, not, if you're doing everyday makeup, a blush is probably where you'd prefer to go. So I picked out this Milani Luminoso. It's the Milani Baked, what is this called? Blush in Luminoso. It's like super cheap. It's like $8. Ulta or something like that. And it's actually, I don't know if I've ever talked about this. This is like an old school YouTube favorite, but it's even got this cute little, it's got a mirror down underneath here and a little brush, which obviously I have never used, but you know, if you were, I guess, on the go, I am going to use a brush for that. Since I don't have bronzer on, I do want to make sure I go back this way to kind of give my cheekbone a little bit of definition here. And then I can bring it more towards the center of my face as needed. This Luminoso is also a nice color. I think it works really well on lighter skin tones. It's got pigment in it, but it is not super pigmented. Like, you don't just lay it down like, oh my God, what have I done? Yeah, so if you're not doing bronzer, again, just make sure you're taking it right along that same line where you normally would take bronzer, maybe a little higher, just to bring the color and definition into your face. All right. I'm also not going to do highlighter. Again, highlighting is great. It can make areas stand out. But again, I'm simplifying this and refining it to just be quick, easy, non-makeup-y makeup kind of thing. Brows. Brows is where I have a couple alternatives. I think brows are very, very important and you shouldn't skip it. It can really change your eye shape and it can make your eyes really stand out. I have the difference where I have the scar. I have to cover it up with a pencil. And a pencil, you'll see, it's going to make my brow stand out a little bit more. It's a little more work. The alternatives that I brought out, these are not drugstore. I'm sure they have, there are drugstore options. I can't think of any right off the top of my head, but if you are happy with how your brows look and you just want them to stay in place, something like this. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel is perfect for you. You just, put it in your brows like this, comb it through, get a little gel product on there, and then put them in the shape that you want them to be. Simple, easy, it takes 2 seconds. If you feel that you like the shape and everything of your brows, but they're maybe just a little thin, something like this. This is the Benefit Give Me Brow, where you can just gently go in there, and it's tinted. You can just go in there like that. Again, it takes just a few seconds, but it's going to define your brows a little bit more. Actually, I'll even do this one over on. This is a little clumpy today. And I just broke a nail. Oh, ugh. I'll do this on my bad brow. It does not, but it does, it does the job on the rest of my brows, but it does not cover in my scar. So if you are a person that has a scar, or you have very, very thin brow, like sparse hairs where you have a patch where you need to cover it up, you will have to go in with a pencil. And that can take a few more moments to do it to make it look natural. But I'm not really changing the shape of my brows at all with this to stay on theme. I'm just trying to get it to look like that scar isn't there. Okay. There we go. Quick and easy. On to our eyes. This is a kind of a bigger palette that I picked out, but it's by Revolution. You can pick these up at Ulta. You can also, of course, order on their site. I didn't realize this had a mirror in it. I don't know why I pulled out. Another mirror. This has a lot of colors in it. You do not need anything nearly this big, but this was the, I guess, best drugstore palette, drugstore priced palette that I had that really just kind of had what I needed in it. It's all, you know, all browns and neutrals. I guess there's a little bit of blackish here. But they're all mattes, no shimmers. I don't even know how much, this was a gift. I would say this is probably no more than $15, but there are, you know, Wet n Wild sets that you could get, you know, little quads. You don't need anything big like this. But I'm just going to do a simple for me, especially 3-color eye look. I'm just going to go in. You can take any of these, you know, very neutral, middle of the road browns. Something that is going in with something that is light, but not quite as light as my natural skin color. Going in with a fluffier brush, not quite a blending brush. And I'm just going to very simply do the crease. And again, as I always say, because my eyes are hooded, I'm going to take it just above the crease there. Do that with both eyes. It really probably wouldn't even take you as long as it's taking me. I'm just being a bit of a perfectionist. All right, and then clean off my brush here. I'm going in with one of the darker shades. I don't want to be too dark though. Go in with this one here. It's a nice little chocolatey color. I'm just going to do the outer third of my eye. And just kind of make sure it's blended. There's no harsh lines. That's why it helps with this to take a little bit of a fluffier brush. A little further in there. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to stick with the same brush. And And then I'm going to choose a lighter color to go in. I think I'm going to choose this one right here. Again, no shimmers, just mattes, but we do want, you know, choosing the lighter color will bring a little more focus and highlight the inner part here. I chose browns. I think browns are something that almost everybody can get away with. And I also think it's a color that a lot of people feel comfortable with. So if you are not comfortable with lots of colors, you know, this will work. All right. And that's what I'm going to do with my eyes. With the exception, I'm not doing any eyeliner. I just shoved it in here. I'm going in with some mascara. Mascara is super important too. Mascara is one of the things I would not skip. I chose this Maybelline Snapcara. I don't think it's the best mascara in the world, but I think it's very easy to apply. I have found that this wand, it's kind of weirdly shaped. I have found that it's easier for me to do my lower lashes with. And finally, it's very easy to get off. Now, if you have very sensitive eyes where they water a lot, or you're going to be sweating, working out, or if it's a rainy day, I would not choose this because it is very, the whole idea behind it is it's a snap to take off. So you don't want it running anywhere. But again, it very easily applies. And you can get it off with just soap and water. You don't need any kind of oils or balms to get it off. Oh, I forgot, when you don't put any kind of, when you don't put anything under your eye, as in eyeshadow, your mascara really shows when you hit the under eye, which I always do. Oh, I just got some right up there. I'll show you a quick trick with that, but you want to wait until it's dry. So I'm just going to leave it there. And you don't even have to go as thick with the mascara as I'm going. But I think mascara, unless you have wonderful, voluminous, dark eyelashes naturally, then mascara is just one thing you don't want to skip. It does so much for your eyes. Okay. It should be dried down up there. I'm just going to take the little spoolie from my eyebrow pencil. And I'm just going over that, and when it's dry, you can just kind of brush that mascara right off. Now, had you done it, I guess since I don't have product under here, I can do it here too. Had you done it when it was wet, it would have smeared everywhere. So you want to wait till it's dry. All right, very, very last thing we're going to do is lipstick. I have chosen, this is also by Revolution, really any nude lipstick. I have lots of nudes that are probably a little more expensive, so I didn't choose those because I wanted to keep this a cheaper look. I actually bought this at TJ Maxx for $2.99. But I'm not using any lip liner with it or anything like that. With a nude, you want to go just a little darker than, at least than your natural color. I prefer liquid lips because they stay on longer and there's less touch up. You know, can set it and forget it, or whatever that catchphrase used to be years ago. All right, so I did it. A very, 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 for me at least, simple, no bling, no highlights, no sparkle. I'm a little, I'm a little scared right now. But I hope this is something that you could take, that, you know, if you don't want to do all the blinginess that I like to do, it's something simple and easy that you can take and use it in your everyday. If you like this kind of video, if you want to see more simple looks occasionally, let me know. And, you know, if you have, like, hey, can you do a simple eye look with purples, or, you know, like soft lavenders or something, let me know. Any kind of looks you want to see, let me know in the comments and I will do them for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I couldn't do any of this without your support. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.